Hello and welcome back to another episode of ETF Analyzer, the channel dedicated to capturing and studying the daily transactions done by ARK Invest and other major ETFs. In today's episode, we're going to look at the top 10 stocks sold by ARK Invest in the month of December, and every stock that has been removed by ARK Invest from their portfolios in the past 2 months across all of their ETFs. I hope you enjoy it. Alright guys, so here we are in the application that I created. I'm looking at the range of 12.1 till 12.18. In this bar chart, we can see every stock that ARK Invest holds across all of their ETFs, sorted by their biggest position, which is Tesla. And then down here, we can see the bar chart with the top 10 stocks sold between 12.1 and 12.18. Then in this table, we can see the same thing, the top 10 stocks sold by ARK Invest in this same period, but broken down by each ETF. And guys, look how this stands out. Slack was the biggest one sold, where they sold $647 million worth of Slack. The difference is so big with the other 9 that you can barely see the bars for the other ones. The most impressive sell-off was in ARK-K, where they completely removed it from the ETF, and they sold $550 million worth of Slack. That's almost $500 million worth of Slack. And I created a video when I thought that something like this was going to happen. I'll leave a link up here and also in the description below. And the other 9 were of way less significance. So those were NTLA, DOYU, X1, CrowdStrike, NanoString, Cyrus, NVTA. This is just part of their cash. This is just a Japanese yen, so this is not really a stock, so we can ignore this. And the number 10 was Edit. And here's the same breakdown across all of the different ETFs. So $647 million worth of Slack, and the next one was 10 million, and so on. I'm going to show you something a little bit different. I'm going to show you all of the activity across this same time period. So for the same time period, here's the same activity for all of their transactions, and just look how this stands out. Of course, we have Work, where they sold $647 million for this time period, and their biggest investment was TDOC with $356 million. Just look how this stands out, guys. The reason I think that ARK Invest got rid of Slack was because Salesforce acquired them. And what this means, if you're holding Slack, is that by July of 2021, anybody who is still holding Slack will receive $26.79 for each share that they hold, and 0.0776 shares of Salesforce. That's because it was a cash and stock deal. And again, this is expected to happen by July of 2021. Alright, so the time period I just selected was from the entire month of November till Friday, which was 12/18. And right now we're looking at ARK-K. As promised, we're going to look at every stock that was removed from each one of their ETFs. So Illumina was the first one that was removed, and that was on 11/3. They didn't have Illumina anymore. The second one is Slack, as mentioned, and they got rid of it on 12/14. So on 12/15, they didn't have it anymore. The third one was Zscaler, where they got rid of it on 11/18. Then Facebook, where they got rid of it on 11/11, and the last one on 12/7 was DOYU. The next ETF we're going to look at is ARK-G, and by the way, for those of you that have seen my videos before, this is a new feature that I'm working on. I call it the ARK Invest sentiment, and the reason I created this is because since the beginning of December, Cathie Wood has mentioned several times that she expects a correction in the market, and she mentioned a few things that she looks at. One is the bulls to bears ratio, and another one is the AAII. So I've pulled that data, and I'm looking at how much cash they're sitting on, and the darker the blue, the more cold they are towards the market. So if you kind of look back and compare just how it was at the end of November. But anyways, I'm still working on this. It's not finalized. Don't think anything of this at the moment. Let's just look at the top 10 sold in ARK-G. So the only one removed from ARK-G was Illumina, and they got rid of it on 11/24. Let's take a look at ARK-W. In ARK-W, the only one removed was Amazon, and they got rid of that on 1113, so on 1116 they didn't have it anymore. The next one is ARK F, and for ARK F for that same time period, this is just some cash that they hold, so you can kind of ignore that. And same with this, which is the TCS group holdings. So I guess nothing was removed from this ETF. They still have Slack as they're one of their smallest positions. Alright, the last one is ARKQ. I selected the correct time period. Look at that, they haven't removed anything from ARKQ. Alright guys, that's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already and you would like to see more videos like this, please remember to subscribe. Thank you and have a wonderful day.